upon Honorable Carter.
Thank you, Chairperson. Innovation in science and technology, the drivers of progress, has always resulted in social upheaval and cost people their jobs. In the Industrial Revolution, artisan weavers were replaced with mechanical looms. Over the past 3 decades, the digital revolution has impacted on mid-skilled jobs that underpinned middle-class life. Typists, ticket agents, bank tellers, and many production line jobs have been lost, just like the weavers were during the Industrial Revolution. 100 years ago, 1 in every 3 Americans was employed additionally to capital, and only later did labor reap the rewards. The pattern is the same today. The prosperity unleashed by the digital revolution has gone overwhelmingly to the owners of capital and the highest skilled workers. Over the last 30 years, labor share of output has shrunk globally. The share of income accruing to the top 1% has risen from 9% in 1970 to 22% today. Today, in the rich world, unemployment is at an alarming rate. In 2000, 65% of Americans were in work. Now it stands at 59%. And it seems likely this could destroy jobs that have to date being untouched. And it is soon to come into our country too. Up until now, the jobs most vulnerable to the revolution in science and technology have been those vulnerable to machines, routine, repetitive jobs. However, with the exponential rise in the processing power and digitalized information, computers are increasingly able to perform complicated tasks more cheaply and more effectively than people can do. The services sector may be at even more of a risk. Today, computers can detect intruders in a closed-circuit camera system more reliable than a human being can. By comparing reams of financial or biometric data, computers can diagnose fraud and illness more accurately than any number of accountants or doctors. Academics at Oxford University suggest that 47% of today's jobs could be automated in the next 20 years. If this study is correct, the social effects will be dire. Many of the jobs at risk are lower down the skills ladder. We will see rising unemployment and rising inequality. The issue here is, Minister, what practical steps has the Department and Cabinet taken to prepare South Africa and its people from this technological tsunami? One way government can help us through this dislocation is through education, a changed education system, an education system that will foster our creativity, to set us apart from computers. COPE believes that we must do more to attract learners to mathematics and to science. Honourable Minister, COPE always also urges you and the Department to hold discussions with the public broadcaster and the Department of Basic Education, as well as higher education, to have a weekly science broadcast free to view by all South Africans, and not as it is the case now on pay TV. The Department has its 10-year innovation plan, which aims to make science and technology a driving force in enhancing productivity, economic growth and socio-economic development. In which way, where and to what extent did the Department's intervention...
Thank you very much, Honourable Member. I'm now calling upon Honourable